Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about the atypical cervical vertebrae. The atypical cervical vertebrae are three: first, second, and seventh. Out of these three, first we studied about the first cervical vertebra. The terminology of the first cervical vertebra. This is the first cervical vertebra. Terminology. The terminology, it is also named as a atlas because it supports the skull. According to the Greek mythology, Atlas is the god who is the support the earth on his shoulders. So what are the difference between the typical and the atypical? Means the first vertebra. It is a ring shape. See here, this is the ring shape. It is a ring shape with the anterior arch and posterior arch. And I am the no body. See, here is the body is there, and here is the no body is present in the first vertebra. And here the spine is present. Here is a no spine. It is a two large lateral masses on either side. See, this is the one large lateral mass, and this is the second one. And two transverse process, one and the two. The two transverse are widest and relative to the cervical vertebra. So this is about the difference between the typicals and the first cervical vertebra. Now let's we talk about the first cervical vertebra. His name is called atlas. How we can hold it in anatomical position? First we identify the anterior arch and the posterior arch. Anterior arch is smaller than the posterior arch. And these are called as superior articular facets. The superior articular facets are the elongated structures, and inferior articular process C is a rounded in nature. So these 2 points, based on these 2 points, arch and the articular process, we hold it in the anatomical position. Now see the features and attachment of the atlas. First we are talking about the anterior arch. This is the anterior arch. It is smaller than the posterior arch. It's connecting the two lateral masses. This arch is connecting the two lateral masses. Anteriorly to the anterior arch, there is small bony projection is present. This bony projection name is called as the anterior tubercle. In this anterior tubercle, anterior longitudinal ligament is attached here. On either side, means in this place and here. And either side of the ligament, anterior tubercle, we have the longus colli muscles attached. This is about the anterior surface of the anterior arch. Now come to posterior surface. See, this is the posterior surface. The posterior surface of the anterior arch having the one round facet is present, the oval shape facet. That oval shape facet for the second vertebra, dens of the second vertebra. An anterior arch, the superior border, in this place to the foramen magnum anterior side, one ligament is attached. That ligament name is called anterior longitudinal ligament. This is about the anterior arch. Come to about the posterior arch. The area is called the posterior arch. The posterior arch is longer than the anterior arch. The middle of the posterior arch, again we have in the one bony tubercle that we call as a posterior tubercle. Ligamentum nuchae is attached to the posterior tubercle. On each side of the posterior tubercle, this place and this place. On each side of the posterior tubercle, one more muscle get attached. That muscle name is called as rectus capitis posterior minor. So in this posterior arch, we are having the superior surface and the inferior surface, anterior border and the posterior border. So two borders and the two surfaces. In the superior surface, it's showing the groove here. This groove for the vertebral artery, and first cervical nerve is present when it passes through this groove. It is present just behind the lateral masses. and the superior surface is bordered to, again it attached to the foramina magnum. That membrane name is atlanto-occipital membrane. So this is about the anterior arch and the posterior. Now come to about the lateral masses. This is about the lateral mass. The lateral mass having the two articular facets, superior articular facets, and along with the inferior articular facet, and two surfaces, anterior surface and the medial surface, and one transverse process. So these are present in the lateral masses of the first vertebra. The superior articular facets are the concave in nature and elongated. These are the articulate with the occipital condyles. See, these are the occipital condyles. This part, the superior articular facets, articulate with the occipital condyles. And same way, the it forms a one joint that is called atlanto-occipital joint. Atlanto-occipital joint. Same way, the inferior articular facets are the flat and the circular. It is articulate with the axis vertebra. So forms a one more joint that is called as the atlanto-axial joint. Here two moments are there. One is called the atlanto-axial joint. When first vertebra circle vertebra, that is called the no movement. It is rotating the face from the side to side. And atlanto-occipital makes occipital move to the first vertebra, that is called S movement. This is called the noding movement. Come to about the two surfaces, anterior surface and the medial surface. The medial surface, here one tubercle is present. From this tubercle one ligament is attached. That ligament name is called a transverse ligament. For in the second vertebra, the density is contained here is a transverse screw for this transverse ligament. Transverse ligament extending from the medial to the medial tubercle to the medial tubercle. Here the ligament is present, that's why here the groove appears. That groove name is called a transverse groove. Then next is the anterior surface. The anterior surface, here one more muscle get attached, that is called as a rectus capitis anterior. And lastly, the transverse process. The transverse process is a long and this strong. It has in the foramina. This is the foramina. The foramina name is called a foramina transversarium. Vertebral artery, vertebral vein, and sympathetic nerve is passes along with surrounding this transverse process. Few or muscles are get attached. That already we have discussed in the theoretically. The next atypical vertebra is the second vertebra. It is also called as axis because it carries the skull rotating on it. So peculiarities, what are the peculiarities? Peculiarities are, it has the strongest cervical vertebra compared to the rest of the vertebra. It is easily identified odontine process. It is a dense like structure. It is strongest and tooth like projection from the superior surface of the body. So this is the body. Above the body we have the tooth like projection that we call as the odontine process. See now features. So every vertebra having the body and the vertebral arch. Here also same body is present, but above the body we having the odontine process. First we are saying about the odontine process. Apex of the odontine process give the attachment of the apical ligament here, and either side means in this place and in this place one more ligament is attached. That ligament name is called the alar ligament. Anterior surface of the odontine process, the oval shaped facet is present. That oval shaped facet is articulate with the atlas. So posterior surface of the odontine process, this is a posterior surface. The posterior surface of the odontine process giving the groove for the transverse ligament. These 4 points about the odontine process. Now inferior surface of the body. So in the superior surface of the body we have the odentate process. Come to about the inferior surface. See here in the inferior surface. In the inferior surface of the body related to the intervertebral disc, like this, intervertebral disc. Anterior surface of the body, this surface. Anterior surface of the body giving the attachment of the anterior longitudinal ligament in the midline and longest colli muscle in the either side. Same like in the first vertebra. Here is the anterior longitudinal ligament and either side by the cervical. The body having the four surfaces: anterior surface, posterior surface. This part is called a superior surface and the inferior surface. In the superior surface we having the one tooth-like position that we call as a odentate process. Apex of the odentate process, one ligament is attached. That ligament name is called apical ligament. Either side of this odentate process we one more ligament, that is the alar ligament. Anterior surface, so this is anterior surface. In the anterior surface here is a small oval shaped facet is present. This facet is articulate with the atlas, forms the joint atlantoaxial joint. And posterior surface here it's showing the one groove, that groove for the transverse process. This is about the superior surface of the body. Now come to about the inferior surface. See, this is the inferior surface. The inferior surface nothing else, it is directly related to the intervertebral disc. Now anterior surface, this is the anterior surface. In the anterior surface in the midline we are having the one ligament attached, anterior longitudinal ligament, and either side one muscle is attached, that is called the longus colli muscle. And posterior surface of the body providing the attachment of the three structures. In this place three structures get attached, 1, 2 and 3. The first one name is called as a cruciform ligament. Here is a cruciform ligament attached. And next we are having the membrana tectoria. And third one is the posterior longitudinal ligament. So these are attached in the posterior surface of the body. Come to about the vertebral arch. The rest of the part we call the vertebral arch. In the vertebral arch, first part name is called a pedicel. Pedicel is a backward from the upper part of the body. The backward from the upper part of body. Superior articular facet, these are the superior articular facet, is a large, flat and the circular. And inferior articular facets situated, now I am rotating here, see, these are the inferior articular facets. Inferior articular situated posteriorly to the transverse process. Posterior to transverse process, directly downward and the forward. Now the spine, come to about the spine. Spine is a short and thick and strong. The tip is the bifid. Here again it is a bifid. And ligamentum nuchae is attached. The external surface of the lamina. This external surface of the lamina meet by the attachment of the deep muscles of the back. Lastly we have the transverse process. The tip of the transverse process is attachment of the three muscles: scalenus medius, levator scapulae and deep muscles of the back. So this is about our second vertebra. The vertebra name is called as a axis vertebra. Now lastly the seventh cervical vertebra. This is also called as a vertebral prominency because it is a very long spine is present, which may be palpate under the skin of the lower part of the neck. You can easily palpate the prominent process. Now peculiarities. We are seeing only here is the peculiarities. Spine is long and horizontally and non-bifid. Long horizontally, non-bifid. Transverse process. This is about the transverse process. See. The transverse process is a large and prominent posterior part. Anterior part is a thin and posterior part is a very prominent. This foraminal transverse is small and sometimes it may be absent also. So we can see, for example, here is a present and in this side it is completely foraminal transverse serum is absent. Only one important point about this vertebra. Foraminal transverse serum transmitted the only accessory vertebral vein. So rest of the all the about the body and the vertebral arch are similar to the typical cervical vertebra. Thank you so much. Have any doubt, ask me.